Are we good? Okay. Recording in progress. Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Kathy Nickelbein, Senior Manager for Early Head Start, and excited to welcome you to Sunrise Children's Foundation's Early Childhood Education Programs 2025-2026 Quarter 1 Data Jam. We're grateful to have our Policy Council members, families, Board of Directors, and community partners with us today. Your engagement strengthens our shared commitment to high-quality early childhood services. We also want to recognize our dedicated SCF team members across every program area: pre-K teachers, early Head Start teachers, teacher trainees, substitutes, assistant teachers, family advocates, parent educators, program assistants, coordinators, coaches, and our early Head Start childcare and family childcare partners. Your work drives the impact behind today's data. On behalf of Tiffany Alston, SCF's Director of Programs, and myself, we extend our sincere appreciation for your presence, your commitment, and all that you do. I'm also pleased to be joined by our legacy and emerging leaders who will help guide this session and share key insights from the first quarter of the 2025-2026 school year. Before we begin, a quick housekeeping note. Today's session is being recorded and will be available for viewing afterward. Please remain muted and place any questions in the chat. With that, let's get started. Peter, take it away.
Thank you, Kathy. Hello, everyone. I'm Peter Paragas, the Data and Quality Improvement Specialist here at Sunrise, and I'm excited to walk you through how we use data to guide decisions and continuously strengthen our network. Today's Data Jam isn't just about numbers. It's about the story behind the data. These insights help us understand how children are developing, how families are being supported, where we're making progress, and where we need to lean in. Data allows us to identify needs, celebrate successes, and make informed decisions that drive quality continuous improvement. One of our most critical tools is the Community Needs Assessment. It provides a clear picture of what families in Clark County are experiencing, from access to childcare and language support to transportation, employment trends, and neighborhood level challenges. We use this information to determine where to offer services, how to target recruitment, which partnerships to build, and how to ensure we're reaching families who need us most. Across our programs, data is collected daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, and annually using multiple systems, including Child Plus, TS Gold, Smart Teach, ASQ screenings, and internal tracking tools. Our teams consistently review this data to ensure it's accurate, complete, and timely. We also operate within a quarterly data cycle, August through November, December through March, and April through July, allowing us to monitor progress in real time and respond quickly. All of this aligns with our data life cycle. First, we prepare by identifying what data we need and begin preparations for training staff. Then we collect data across program areas, followed by analyzing trends and outcomes. And finally, we act and reflect through reports, CQI planning, data walks, and events like today. This is how we turn information into action and action into meaningful outcomes for children and families. With that, let's take a look at our early childhood programs.
Thank you, Peter. Hello, everyone. I'm Chardonnay Alston, and I'm excited to give you a brief overview of the early childhood programs we offer at Sunrise Children's Foundation to support children and families across our community. We'll start with Early Head Start, which Sunrise has proudly operated since 2008. Early Head Start serves expecting families and children from birth to age 3 through comprehensive services that support early development, family well-being, and school readiness. Our child development centers are located throughout Clark County, including Las Vegas and Mesquite. In addition to our child development centers, we partner with the Hills Preschool at 2 Las Vegas locations. We also have partnered with a growing network of family child care providers who offer high quality care in home-based settings across the community. These partners include BB's Busy Bees Playhouse, Bonsai Baby, Kisa Zen Kids, Destiny's Butterflies, Bees Play and Learn Christian Academy, Hands of Love, Kiddiversity, Kingdoms Daycare, The Creative Minds, Nanny Ray's Nursery, and Spread the Love Childcare. Beyond our child development centers and family child care, we also offer Early Head Start home visiting and the Maternal Infant Early Childhood Home Visiting Program, or MICV, supporting families from pregnancy through age 5 with in-home guidance focused on child development, early learning, and family wellness in Las Vegas and Pahrump. One of our longest running programs is HIPPY, Home Instructions for Parents of Preschool Youngsters, now in its 30th year. HIPPY empowers parents of children ages 2 to 5 to support learning at home in Las Vegas, Pahrump, and Mesquite. Finally, through our partnerships with United Way of Southern Nevada, we offer Nevada Ready Pre-K scholarships at 5 early Head Start centers, helping the children transition successfully into kindergarten. With that, I'll pass it over to share more about the Community Needs Assessment.
Thank you, Chardonnay. Kathy Nickelbein again, and I'm excited to share a brief overview of our Community Needs Assessment, or CNA, and how it shapes the work we do across our programs. The CNA is one of our most critical planning tools. It helps us understand the strengths, challenges, and evolving needs of families throughout Clark County. We use this data to inform key decisions, how we design programs, target recruitment, place services, and allocate resources, ensuring we are reaching the children and families who need us most. We update the CNA annually and conduct a comprehensive assessment every 5 years, typically aligned with the start of a new grant cycle. Our next 5-year renewal will take place during the 2027-2028 program year, so the work we're doing now is laying the groundwork for that process. Our most recent comprehensive CNA highlighted several ongoing priorities that continue to guide our planning. These include childcare deserts, particularly in rural communities like Laughlin and Mesquite, the need for more coordinated support for foster children, persistent family homelessness, and housing instability, and significant gaps in access to mental health services across the valley. These findings are more than data points. They clearly show us where the gaps exist and where we must focus our efforts. In response, we've developed our community impact goals, which outline how we will address these challenges and build long-term sustainable solutions for our children and families. Our community impact goals, which were developed directly from the key findings in our community needs assessment, we were able to come up with 3 goals. Our first goal focuses on expanding access to early childhood services, particularly in rural and high poverty areas. This includes offering both center-based and home-based options in Mesquite and Laughlin and strengthening partnerships with family childcare providers. We've already made meaningful progress. In Mesquite, we've hired team members, launched home visiting services, and secured a historic landmark that will house 3 early Head Start classrooms. Renovations are underway with licensing anticipated in early spring. We've also expanded our family childcare network and currently partnering with 11 FCC providers. Our second goal centers on ensuring families facing additional barriers such as housing instability, foster care involvement, language differences, or children with identified disabilities can successfully access, enroll in, and fully benefit from our services. Our third goal focuses on workforce development and leadership growth. By investing in team member qualifications, ongoing training, and leadership pathways, we strengthen program quality and ensure consistent, high-quality services for children and families. Together, these goals guide our long-term vision and keep us aligned with the evolving needs of our community. With that, I'll pass it over to our ERSI team to share updates on enrollment, recruitment, and attendance. Team, take it away.
Thank you, Kathy. Hello, everyone. I am Chanel Townsend, and I'm excited to be here with my incredible team who will introduce themselves as we go. Together, we're here to share key highlights from our Q1 enrollment, recruitment, and attendance efforts. Before we dive in, a quick reminder of what ERSI means. ERSI stands for Eligibility, Recruitment, Selection, Enrollment, and Attendance, and it's the framework that ensures our programs are accessible, equitable, and responsive to the needs of the families we serve. With that, I'll turn it over to my team to walk you through the Q1 highlights. Team, take it away.
Thank you, Chanel. Hello, everyone. I am Chardonnay Alston, an ERSI specialist. I'll start by first walking us through eligibility. Each of our programs, Early Head Start, McV, Hippie, and Nevada Ready, has its own unique eligibility requirements based on age, income, and family circumstances. Today, I'll focus specifically on eligibility for our Early Head Start program. Families qualify for Early Head Start if they meet at least one of the following criteria: having an income at or below the federal poverty level, receiving public assistance such as 10F or SSI, experiencing homelessness, or having a child in foster care. We're also able to enroll a small percentage of families who are over income or fall between 100 and 130% of the federal poverty line, particularly when a child has individualized family service plan or other high priority needs. At the end of Q1, our eligibility data shows that 52% of enrolled families qualified through public assistance, 22 were experiencing homelessness, and 3% were children in foster care. An additional 16% of families qualified based on income at or below the federal poverty line, 2% fell within 100 to 130% of the federal poverty line, and 5% were over income, most of whom had a child with an IFSP. This data helps ensure we are prioritizing families with the greatest needs. With that, I'll turn it over to Lourdes to share more about our recruitment efforts. Lourdes, take it away.
Thank you, Chardonnay. Hello, my name is Lourdes Farfan, RC Support Specialist, and I will be sharing about our recruitment process. Recruitment is a critical part of Sunrise Children's Foundation. It's how we connect with families, build trust in the community, and ensure we're reaching those that can benefit from our program. Recruitment is everyone's responsibility, and it's ongoing, intentional, and data-driven. We don't wait for families to come to us. We go to them. Outreach is guided by community needs, as the community needs assessment data, priority list trends, and input from our parents and team members, allowing us to focus efforts in high needed areas. This includes attending community events and resource fairs, collaborating with agencies such as WIC, DWSS, shelters, and foster care networks, sharing information through clinics, libraries, food pantries, and school, engaging current and former families as ambassadors, and using social media, local media, and targeted door-to-door outreach. We also maintain a year-round priority list, so we're ready to enroll families as soon as openings become available. Our goal is not just to fill vacancy, is to enroll the right family who meet eligibility and can be fully benefit from our services. Strong recruitment leads a strong enrollment, which sets the foundation for positive outcomes for children and families. With that, I'll pass it to Chardonnay to walk us through enrollment across program options. Take it away, Chardonnay.
Thank you, Lourdes. Hello, everyone. It's Chardonnay again, and I'll be sharing the Q1 enrollment highlights across all early childhood programs. Throughout today's presentation, you'll see data broken out by each program option, including Early Head Start, Child Development Centers, Child Care Partners, Family Child Care, Home Visiting, and our cumulative totals, as well as data for McV, Hippie, and Nevada Ready. So you can clearly see how both individual and overall trends. We'll start with Early Head Start, which includes our SCF Child Development Centers, Child Care Partners, Family Child Care Homes, and our Early Head Start Home Visiting option. Our Early Head Start program is funded to serve 382 children and families, and under Head Start Performance Standard 1302.15, all vacancies must be filled within 30 days. I'm happy to share that all vacancies were filled within that time frame, ensuring families received services promptly. For Q1, Early Head Start averaged 94% enrollment with 6% 30-day vacancies. The chart on the screen shows how that enrollment is distributed across each program option. Next is the Maternal, Infant, and Early Childhood Home Visiting Program. We began the year at 71% enrollment in August as families were onboarded, dipped slightly in September, and increased to 79% by October, holding steady through November. This resulted in a Q1 average of 75% enrollment and 25% vacancies. Moving on to Hippie, home instruction for parents of preschool youngsters, enrollments remained steady throughout the quarter, averaging 86% enrollment with 14% vacancies. Finally, Nevada Ready Pre-K began enrolling in October, so there was no enrollment in August or September. Enrollment opened at 32% in October and increased to 42% by November, resulting in a Q1 average of 37%. This is expected for a newly launched program, and we anticipate continued growth in Q2 as recruitment and classroom transitions continue. With that, I'll pass it back to Lourdes to share attendance highlights. Lourdes, take it away.
Thank you, Charlene. Now let's shift to attendance, which looks a bit different across our service models, but shares the same goal: consistency, participation, support children's learning and development. For early Head Start, child development centers, family child care homes, and family child care partners, we follow Head Start Performance Standards 1302.16. This requires daily attendance, tracking, timely follow-up, and unexpected absences, and ongoing support for families to address barriers. Programs are expected to maintain an average daily attendance of at least 85%. In Q1, our SCF Child Development Center averaged 81% daily attendance, while our child care partners exceeded that standard of 95%. Family child care averages are 43%, largely due to pending attendance data still being submitted by providers. Combined, our Q1 average across these three services models was 73%. Looking at absences, we record 141 in August as enrollment ramped up, increased to 611 in September as routines were established, dropped to 499 in October, and rose again to 644 in November, reflecting typically illness season and holidays. The resulted is a total of 1,895 absences for Q1 across early Head Start options. For Nevada Ready Pre-K, which began enrolling in October, attendance is also tracked using average daily attendance. During Q1, we maintain a strong 92% average daily attendance with just 25 total absences.
And for our home visiting program.
For our home visiting program, Early Head Start Home Visiting and McB, attendance is tracked differently than in our center base and family child care programs. Rather than daily attendance, we track whether weekly home visits are completed, canceled, or marked as no-show. Head Start requires that one 90-minute visit per week, and whenever possible, missed visits are rescheduled. In Q1, Early Head Start home visiting completed an average of 58% of planning visits and 42% cancel or no-show. McV completed an average of 54% planned visits with 46% cancel or no-show. For HEPI, the goal is for at least 80% of the families to complete all offer visits each month, including required and supplemental visits. In Q1, families completed 52% of required visits, 29% were supplemental, and 19% were cancel or no-show. That concludes ERC Q1 updates.
Thank you, team. Now we'll hand it over to the education team to share their insights and progress. Take it away, team.
Thank you, Chanel. I'm Nicole Pobletting, Education Manager, and I'm joined today by an incredible team of education leaders who will introduce themselves as we go. We're excited to share key highlights from our education and child development services. This section focuses on how we support children's growth across all developmental domains and how we use assessment data to understand progress, strengthen instructional practices, and ensure every child is moving towards school readiness. You'll see how our teams use tools such as Teaching Strategies Gold, Smart Teach, classroom observations, curriculum implementation data, and ongoing coaching to create high-quality learning environments. We'll also highlight Q1 trends, areas of strength, and the strategies we're using to support continuous improvement across our centers, childcare partners, and family childcare homes. With that, I'll turn it over to our education team to lead us into the next part of our data story.
Thank you, Nicole. Hello, everyone. I'm Tavia Williams, Center Director at our West Campus, and I'll be sharing highlights for our developmental screening data. A critical part of our work is completing developmental screenings within 45 days of enrollment, as required by Head Start Program Performance Standard 1302.33a. We use the Ages and Stages questionnaires, or ASQ, in partnership with families to assess children's developmental, behavioral, motor, language, and social emotional skills. These screenings allow us to identify concerns early and take timely action. When needed and with parent consent, we make referrals for further evaluation and collaborate with partners such as Child Find to ensure children receive appropriate support. Our goal across all program options is 100% on-time completion. In Q1, our Early Head Start program options achieved an average of 88% of screenings completed within the required timeframe. For Nevada Ready, enrollment began late in Q1, so data reflects November only, resulting in an average of 68% on-time completion for the quarter. In McVee, we ended Q1 with 94% of screenings completed on time. And I want to give a big shout out to our HIPPY program, which achieved 100% on-time completion. Excellent work by our dedicated home visitors.
Thank you, Tavia. Hello, everyone. I'm Concepcion Mendoza Charles, Center Director at our Henderson campus, and I'll be sharing highlights from our child assessment data. Across all of our early childhood programs, we use the Teaching Strategies Gold Smart Teach system to assess children's developmental progress across all learning domains. These assessments guide individualized instruction, support teaching practices, and strengthen strategies used in both classroom and home-based settings. To ensure accuracy and consistency, educators complete the Smart Teach Innovator Reliability Certification. This process helps maintain high-quality data and supports individualization for children. Our goal is to reach 85% reliability by the end of the program year. For Early Head Start, 48% of the team members are currently certified, while 52% are pending or have not started. In McVee, all team members are 100% reliable. For HIPPY, 89% are certified and 11% are pending. These percentages may shift due to staff turnover and new hires entering the process. Overall, the data shows strong progress in some areas and clear opportunities for continued training as we work toward our annual reliability. Next, I'll be sharing the data related to the children enrolled in the program, entered and assessed in Smart Teach assessment system. Here's a quick comparison of our data from the start to the end of the quarter. First, enrollment increased from 350 to 374 children, a growth of 24. For Smart Teach, we began with 199 children entered at baseline. By the end of the quarter, 324 children were entered and 30 were archived, showing strong progress in completing and updating records. Finally, for assessments, we moved from 170 children assessed at the beginning to 250 by the end, an increase of 80 completed assessments. Overall, all areas, enrollment, Smart Teach entries, and assessments showed clear improvement and reflect the team's consistent work.
Hello, everyone. I'm Kibla Nabawi, Center Director for Spring Valley Campus. Now that we've reviewed how many children were assessed, let's look at how they're progressing compared to widely held expectations. These expectations are research-based benchmarks that help us see whether children are below, meeting, or exceeding typical developmental milestones. Our program goal is for 85% of children to meet or exceed expectations in social, emotional, physical, language, and cognitive development. Comparing baseline to Q1, we see progress in some areas and clear needs in others. Social emotional shows that children are improving in emotional regulation, relationships, and group routines. Physical development has decreased, indicating a need for more targeted, fine, and gross motor experiences. Language drop showing that children need more support with communication and vocabulary. and cognitive decreased, suggesting we need to strengthen problem solving and reasoning opportunities. Moving into the next quarter, our focus will be on increasing language-rich interactions and adding more cognitive skill building activities, expanding daily movement opportunities, and continuing to reinforce social emotional routines and strategies. We will also share simple home strategies with families and monitor progress regularly to adjust support as needed. Home-based child outcome data show that many children are steadily progressing across all developmental areas, with most children approaching widely held expectations. While we do not have previous baseline data for comparison, the number of children assessed this period now provides us with a solid baseline moving forward. These results highlight clear areas of growth and also present valuable opportunities to strengthen support, particularly in language and cognitive development, so that even more children can continue to thrive. To improve outcomes, next steps include increasing parent coaching during home visits, providing targeted learning activities for families to use between visits, and strengthening language and cognitive skill building through daily routines.
Hello, all. My name is Tanya Pineda, Education Coordinator. Now let's take a closer look at our dual language learners. We conduct developmental screenings and assessments in both English and the child's home language whenever possible. This approach allows us to understand each child's development in their primary language while also monitoring English language acquisition. At baseline, we had 32 center-based children whose home language is Spanish. By the end of Q1, that number increased to 40 children. In home base, we currently have 19 children entered into Smart Teach. Looking at child outcomes from baseline to Q1, for center-based dual language learners, we saw an increase in social emotional skills by 5%, another increase in cognitive, while physical and language development shows a decrease. For home-based dual language learners, children are currently at 50% in social emotional development, 40% in physical, 40% in language, and 50% in cognitive. Lower percentages in several developmental areas may be influenced by a combination of language barriers, inconsistent attendance, and staff turnover. Children who are still developing English may not fully show their skills during assessment activities, especially in areas like language and cognitive development. We do have strong internal capacity, with 5 parent educators and 13 classroom educators who share the same home language as our Spanish-speaking children. To better support our dual language learners, we will increase intentional use of children's home language during routines, small groups, and family visits. Strengthen language modeling strategies, including labeling, repetition, and visuals to support vocabulary in both English and Spanish. Provide families with simple bilingual activities they can use at home to reinforce early language and cognitive development. Ensure staff receive ongoing coaching on dual language strategies and cultural responsive interactions. These steps will help us build on dual language learner strengths while improving outcomes across domains.
Here's a quick update on our 3 priority subgroups: children with IFSPs, foster children, and children experiencing homelessness. For children with IFSPs, we see a significant drop from baseline to Q1. There were a total of one child assessed during baseline and increased to 5 in Q1. These declines appear alarming. However, the total number of children assessed in this subgroup was very small, meaning a change in even one child can shift percentages dramatically. For foster children, data shows strong growth across all areas. Center-based classrooms were able to stay consistent with enrollment for foster children in Q1, which likely contributed to the stability and improvement in their outcomes. For children experiencing homelessness, the data shows increases across all domains. While these percentages look extremely high, we need to interpret them with caution. Each subgroup had a very small number of assessed children, so the percentages can appear dramatic even when the actual child count is low.
These swings remind us that the small sample sizes can create numbers that look more concerning or more impressive than the reality. We will continue monitoring these groups closely as more children are assessed and data becomes more stable. Thank you all, and this concludes the education and child development portion of our data jam. We're encouraged by the progress we've seen and remain committed to using this data to guide next steps, strengthen our practices, and continue improving outcomes for every child. With that, I'll turn it over to the Family Services team for their updates. Take it away.
Thank you, Nicole. Hello, everyone. I'm Elisa Lovenos, Family Services Manager. I'm excited to share updates on family and community engagement services in our early childhood programs. In addition, I'll be sharing an overview of our family partnership process. In our early Head Start programs, family partnership services are guided by Head Start Program Performance Standards 1302.52, which emphasizes building strong, respectful, and collaborative relationships with families. These partnerships are truly the heart of our work, supporting family well-being and promoting positive outcomes for children. At Sunrise, our family partnership process begins during enrollment with completion of family partnership agreements, followed by individualized family assessments. This meaningful conversation helps us to understand each family's unique strengths, needs, and goals. Together with families, we develop action plans that address both short and long-term priorities, such as continuing education, securing stable housing, gaining employment, and navigating parenting challenges. Understanding families' priorities allows us to respond intentionally and effectively. We don't just identify needs, we take action. Our team provides timely referrals and follows up with to ensure families receive the right support at the right time. Through this process, we've connected families to parenting and education resources, food assistance, and basic needs such as diapers and clothing, health services including mental health and medical care, employment support, and child care resources to help working families thrive. We also collaborate closely with community partners, including Clark County School District, Child Find, Baby's Bounty, Hope Link, Lutheran Social Services, and Legal Aid Center of Southern Nevada, and many others. All of these efforts reflect our strong commitment to empowering families and supporting their success. And we look forward to the data we collect in Q2 on families' outcomes and the goals we set. Now let's shift to our parenting curriculum. This year, we are continuing with Ready Rosie in our primary parenting curriculum. Ready Rosie offers over 1,000 short modeled moments, videos to both English and Spanish, delivered directly to families through text, email, and the Ready Rosie app. This approach allows us to reach all families while also customizing and individualizing learning based on families' needs and goals. In addition to supporting family engagement, Ready Rosie provides valuable data for administrators, family advocates, and teachers, allowing us to measure participation and outcomes. As we move into Q2, we look forward to sharing, collecting, and disaggregating this data to better understanding impact and continuously improve our support for families. With that, I'll turn it over to Trina to share more about our expectant families.
Well, I'm not Trina, I'm Kathy Nickelbein here again, and I will be telling us about our home-based expectant families. In alignment with Head Start program performance standards, our Early Head Start program provides comprehensive services to promote healthy pregnancies and early childhood development. These services include prenatal and postpartum education on topics such as fetal development, nutrition, breastfeeding, safe sleep practices, and the risks associated with alcohol, drug use, and smoking. Additionally, Emotional well-being, nurturing care, and father engagement are key areas of focus during pregnancy and the early months of parenting. This slide highlights data from the 19 expectant families currently enrolled in our Early Head Start and McV home visiting programs. Most families received the full range of prenatal education, with some variation based on the timing of enrollment and home visit attendance. Of the 19 expectant families, 5 were identified as high risk and received additional monitoring and support. Mental health was screened using the Edinburgh Postnatal Depression Scale. For quarter one, the average screening score was 3 in Early Head Start and 5 in McV. Importantly, no mental health interventions or referrals were required during this program year, indicating stable screening outcomes among enrolled families. Overall, this data reflects our commitment to early identification, prevention, and comprehensive support for expectant families. Thank you for allowing me to share these highlights, and now I'll turn it over to Jamie, who will share updates about our HIPPY program.
Thank you, Kathy. Hello, everyone. My name is Jamie, and I serve as the HIPPY Program Manager. Today, I'll share an overview of our key data areas: enrollment, services provided, family engagement, program implementation, and child data outcomes. Across all service areas, we are funded to serve 110 children and currently have 96 children enrolled, leaving 14 openings. By program, SCF Mesquite serves 7 of 10 funded children. Las Vegas McV is full with 34 of 35 children. Pahrump McV is fully enrolled with 20 children. Las Vegas CDBG serves 20 of 25, and Las Vegas Standalone serves 15 families with 5 openings. This shows strong enrollment and gives us opportunities to reach more families, strengthen outreach, and build a wait list. In quarter one, we show that 14 families received intervention services. 45 families were given nutrition support, 16 families received health-related services, and 3 families received employment support, resulting in 19 referrals to community resources. Family engagement included 3 family connections at each location, highlighted by a birthday celebration recognizing 30 years of HIPPY service at Sunrise Children's Foundation. This event honored families, reflected on our impact, and strengthened relationships. Our core HIPPY curriculum packet delivery and role play continues supporting parents' confidence and early learning at home. On average, we are currently in week 10 of packet delivery. Actively role-playing school readiness activities with families. Overall, quarter one data shows strong enrollment, meaningful family engagement, and continued progress in connecting families to vital services. The next slide will show our quarter one child data outcomes. Across SCF HIPPY and HIPPY McV, we serve 96 children with 45 children assessed. Overall, most children are meeting and exceeding widely held expectations across all developmental areas, including social, emotional, physical, language, and cognitive development. This data helps guide where we continue to support growth and where children are already showing strong progress. This data helps us to identify where children are showing strong progress and where we can improve and continue to provide additional support. Moving into quarter two, we will focus on meeting the 75% of observation requirement in each domain by strengthening team member skills and documenting highly qualified observations and using those observations across multiple objectives and dimensions. Now let's hear about everyday family engagement contributions.
Thank you, Jamie. Now let's turn to family and community engagement and volunteerism. Family engagement isn't just a priority, it's the heartbeat of our work. When families are actively involved in their child's early learning, we see measurable gains in development, school readiness, and long-term success. Through our everyday family engagement, You Count initiative, and other outreach efforts, we create intentional, inclusive opportunities for families and community members to participate and contribute. We track all volunteer and engagement activities in Child Plus, including family connection meetings, group socializations, school readiness events, and at-home learning activities families complete as part of their daily routines. We also encourage families to spend at least 15 minutes each day supporting school readiness at home and welcome parents to the classrooms to read, assist, and enrich learning experiences. Thank you to these collaborative efforts or collective efforts. In Q1, we recorded 1,559 volunteer hours in Early Head Start, 201 hours in McV, and 100 hours in Hippie, demonstrating the strong commitment of our families and community partners. This concludes the Family and Community Engagement section of today's Data Jam. We'll turn it over to our Health and Disabilities team. Angela, take it away.
Thank you, Elisa and Family Services team. Hello, everyone. I'm Angela Watlington, the Health and Disability Services Manager, and I'm joined by our incredible health team. We're excited to share key updates from health services, including physical health and wellness, nutrition, and support for children with special needs. We'll highlight how this work strengthens overall wellness and supports school readiness for the children and families we serve. We prioritize timely well baby and well child health checks in alignment with Head Start Program Performance Standard 1302.42 and the EPSDT schedule, as early detection and prevention are essential to healthy development. These screenings help ensure children are developmentally on track and connected to crucial medical, dental, and mental health services. In Q1, our Early Head Start program had an average of 64% of children with complete and up-to-date health checks, with 44% either due or past due. In McV, the average completion rate was 47%, with 53% due or past due. For Nevada Ready, we ended the quarter with 71% complete and 29% either due or past due. This data helps us identify where follow-up and family support is needed as we move into Q2. Moving on to immunizations. In Q1, our Early Head Start program had an average of 72% of children with immunizations complete or up to date, 10% with an exemption status, and 18% either due or past due. In McV, 64% of children were up to date on immunizations, and 13% had an exemption status, and 23% were either due or past due. And for our Nevada Ready program, 77% of children were immunized completely, 11% had an exemption status, and 12% were due or past due. This data helps us target follow-up and family support to ensure children remain healthy and compliant. Finally, looking at hearing and vision screenings for Q1 and Early Head Start, 64% of children were complete, 13% were due, and 23% were past due. In McV, 32% were complete, 21% were due, and 47% were past due. And for Nevada Ready, 61% were complete, 37% were due, and 2% were past due. This completes our child health overview. I'll now turn it over to Nichelle to share updates on child nutrition.
Thank you, Angela. Hello, everyone. I'm Nichelle Minnis, health specialist, and I'll be sharing highlights from our nutrition services, disabilities, and special care plans. Nutrition is a critical part of our work, and we take it very seriously. In alignment with the Head Start Program Performance Standard 1302.44, we ensure children receive nutritious meals and snacks that support healthy growth and meet their developmental needs. Our programs provide meals that meet USDA and CACFP guidelines, accommodate special dietary needs and food allergies, support breastfeeding families, encourage healthy eating habits through family-style dining, and engages families in nutrition education. Our commitment also extends to our family child care providers through their partnership with Food for Kids. This partnership allows FCC providers to offer high-quality meals and aligned with CACFP standards, ensuring consistency in nutrition across care settings. While we do not claim FCC meals, we are currently collecting meal count data for tracking and planning purposes. In Q1, our early Head Start program served a total of 26,022 meals. Because meals are provided on demand, this total does not include mid-morning snacks or additional afternoon snacks. These efforts help ensure children are well nourished and ready to learn every day. We provide individualized comprehensive support for children who are determined eligible for services under the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, or IDEA. Our goal is to ensure children with disabilities have access to inclusive environments and are fully able to participate in all program activities. In alignment with the Head Start Program Performance Standard 1302.14, Early Head Start is required to serve at least 10% of enrolled children with disabilities. In Q1, our Early Head Start programs exceeded this requirement, maintaining an average of 12%. In McVee, our Q1 average was 11%, and in Nevada Ready, the average was 10%. This data demonstrates our continued commitment to meeting program requirements and ensuring children with disabilities receive appropriate support and services across all programs. Moving on to special care plans. These plans address the unique needs of children, including disabilities, chronic health conditions, and dietary requirements. In Q1, we completed a total of 14 disability-related care plans and 24 health and nutrition care plans. This included 7 plans for home-brought meals, 8 for asthma, 1 for seizure management, and 8 for other health-related needs.
Thank you, Nichelle. Now moving on to monitoring and safety practices. Our quarterly health and safety monitoring ensures that environments and daily practices remain safe and compliant across all centers and partner sites. In Q1, we reviewed 5 key compliance categories: facilities, equipment and materials, policies and procedures, active supervision, and training and professional development. Our SCF Child Development Centers achieved 100% compliance in 3 categories: facilities, active supervision, and training and professional development. Compliance for equipment and materials was slightly lower at 92%. Our child care partners also demonstrated strong performance, achieving 100% compliance in facilities, policies and procedures, and training and professional development. Compliance for equipment and materials and active supervision was also slightly lower at 94%. Our family child care programs achieved 100% compliance in active supervision and training and professional development. In the remaining categories, facilities, equipment and materials, and policies and procedures, compliance was above 98%. Overall, training and professional development emerged as a clear strength across all locations with 100% compliance. Equipment and materials averaging 95% compliance across sites was identified as an area for improvement. We will focus on enhancing equipment and materials compliance through targeted support and resource allocation, ensuring all sites maintain the highest safety standards.
Next up, mental health. We continue to promote a program-wide culture of mental health, social emotional well-being, and safety for children, families, and team members. In alignment with HSPPS 1302.45, we use coordinated multidisciplinary approach that strengthens relationships, builds adult capacity, prevents challenges, and ensures timely identification, referral, and support for developmental, social, emotional, behavioral, or mental health concerns. To achieve this, we use structured support process, RIO, request for internal observations, and TRIOs, team member requests for internal observations and support. These systems proactively identify and address concerns for children, classrooms, families, and our educators, providing a constant path for observations, guidance, and coordinated interventions that promote well-being and prevent escalation. In Q1, we received 5 RIOs, 3 related to communication and 2 concerning social emotional, and 4 TRIOs with support provided by our trauma-informed care and practice coach. Additionally, our TICP coach continued training team members on the Circle of Security, a core commitment of SCF's trauma-informed care and practice framework. This approach helps caregivers understand and respond to children's attachment needs by acting as both a secure base for exploration and a safe haven for comfort. During Q1, 9 team members completed this training, strengthening their ability to support healthy relationships and emotional development.
Thank you, again, Nichelle. Angela here for one more time, and I am excited to share about the incredible progress our ECE coaching team has made throughout the first quarter. These months have been full of growth, both in coaching engagement and deepening staff understanding of the ELOF and PBC practice-based coaching framework across all centers. Coaching engagement steadily increased during this quarter, with a noticeable shift toward more intensive and non-intensive coaching by October and November. This reflects growing readiness among team members for deeper coaching work and a strong commitment to professional growth. Our professional development needs assessment surveys showed that while staff have a strong foundational understanding of the early learning framework, confidence in applying it varies. Most team members reported basic skills in aligning practices with the ELOF, supporting dual language learners, adapting environments for children with disabilities, and sharing learning goals with families. Between August and October, 71 PDNAs were completed, showing consistent participation and alignment between coaching, training, and ELOF implementation. These results helped us identify priority areas: language and literacy, cognitive, social emotional, and approaches to learning. In August, we concentrated on developmentally appropriate practices and classroom support through observations and modeling. Coaches introduced resources like visual schedules, sensory processing guides, and collaboration tools from NCPMI. Completed post-ELOF assessments were reviewed together with team members to identify goals and coaching interests. By September, interest in coaching really took off. Multiple new coaching contracts were signed, and staff began engaging in practice-based coaching strategies like reflective dialogue and action planning. A strong theme emerged. Staff were seeking support in social emotional development, co-regulation strategies, and building collaborative teaching partnerships. In October, coaching expanded even further. 9 team members received intensive coaching, 15 received non-intensive coaching, and 22 received general support. Coaches guided full PBC cycles and modeled strategies for emotional regulation and intentional teaching child interactions, such as using positive descriptive feedback, open-ended questions, and scaffolding children's learning. Finally, in November, engagement stayed strong. 10 team members received intensive coaching, 13 received non-intensive coaching, and 19 received general support. Several team members completed full action plans and cycles focused on language and literacy, guiding behavior with positive language, and supporting teacher well-being. Across all centers, we strengthened relationships, improved teacher-child interactions, and prioritized emotional regulation for both children and our educators. Overall, these 4 months reflect a powerful shift towards collaboration and growth. By combining structured coaching with flexible classroom support, we're building stronger practices and a culture of reflective teaching. Thank you for your dedication. Your commitment is what makes this progress possible. Let's keep this momentum going. Now back to you, Kathy.
Thank you, Angela, and thank you all for joining us today for today's Data Jam. To our esteemed guests and team members, we truly appreciate your time and commitment. Your support and partnership help strengthen our efforts, and we hope today's session has been both informative and inspiring. Thank you again, and have a great day.